Okay, hi TikTok. I trust you guys are good. Let's fix this. Bam. I hope it's good. I hope everything is in place. So hello everybody. Hi everybody. Okay, let's share it on TikTok. Let's post it to our story. Bam. And then hi scientist, hi everybody. Please kindly tap the screen. Tap the screen. Hey, you know what? I'm going to share this next week, guys. Today it's so cold I can't stay in this room. Guys, my office is made of corrugated iron, so it is cold. Staying here would be suicide. And cuff. Okay, guys. So let's do this. Today I'm using a laptop that isn't mine. I hope the earrings are visible, Shem guys. I tried wearing the hat like this so that they can be a bit visible, but it looks a bit creepy. I don't know. I personally don't like it. So let's just keep it like this. I'm not taking off my hat. It's extremely cold. Imagine it's cold while I'm wearing so much. How much more if I take off some of the layers? So no, I'm not taking anything off. So yeah, let's get to it. Hi everybody, welcome back again. I am Beacon of Light, the luminary of holistic empowerment, and we are back again to our weekly sessions every Friday 1 p.m. South African Standard Time. We are live on Facebook and TikTok simultaneously, talking about motherhood and parenting in general. This session will help new moms cope and understand what motherhood is. Even if you're not a new mom, you're a second time mom or whatever, it offers you a certain feeling of support, right? So yes, I'm breathing smoke. So yes, these sessions help you do that. And also yes, it is smoke and my incense smoke for smell and pizzazz, the ambience. So yeah, if you see smoke here, don't get distracted. It's my incense and also my breath, right? Either or. Okay, so where was I? I was saying that on these sessions, I prepare these sessions in line with our diaries. I sell a diary hand in hand with a book. They go together hand in hand, right? So this diary helps you take down your feelings. What did you feel, and what were you feeling during the course of the week, and how can you change that if it wasn't a positive experience for you, or how can you keep that up if it was a positive experience for you, right? It's just a notebook where you take down your feelings and all that. And also, if you just feel numb, you didn't know what to feel, there is also a guide at the back of the diary whereby you don't have to think about your emotions, because they are there. You can just copy and paste, and then whenever you have time, you're ready to unpack your emotions, then you can then vent or reread, right? Oh guys, I hope you see my earrings morning. I hope they are visible. It's cold today. Kuyabanza kufaka umkhovetsheni akukhiphi kuyawufaka, right? But then that's not where we are. I was talking about the diary and the book, right? And then it goes hand in hand with the book. The book is called Born into Change. This book helps you, whether you're a man or a woman, you're a child or an oldie, whatever race, whatever gender, whatever. It doesn't care about your ethnicity, your age, your gender, or whatnot. It's a book that guides humanity emotionally, mentally, physically, and otherwise. It's a holistic, empowering book that helps you understand better your mental processing, your emotions, your physical stance, whatever is happening beneath the surface, regardless of your age, gender, or ethnicity. Right, so hi Pesky, thank you, Your Majesty. So yes, if you're interested in the book or the journal or the combo, don't worry, just WhatsApp the number on your screen, right? And also, if you want to learn yourself a skill as a hobby, or you want to start a business, I also teach how to make accessories like earrings, handbags, belts, bracelets, and all that, on all those things, right? Just like the ones I'm wearing today. And if you're interested in learning them, I offer courses. If you're interested, the number is still the same on your screen. Okay, so yes, today let's get on to it. Every Friday, 1 p.m. South African Standard Time, we tackle this. But then today we are on week 16, right? It's a whole program. It started from week 1. And if you want to understand some of the concepts, or you want to understand better what we're talking about here, you can watch my videos on YouTube. Start from week 1. Hi, Andy. I trust you're good. I trust you're good. Your Majesty, welcome. You can start from week 1 and go on until today, which is week 16. And today is week 16. We are talking enforcing or fostering independence. I didn't specify it's independence on the toddler side or on the parent side, because we both need to enforce or foster independence. Okay, so yes. Wow, let's get to it, guys. You should remind me to breathe. I think I have a problem. I speak and speak without breathing, and then it unalives my respiratory system. I didn't even bring my spray today, but it's fine. Water. Okay. Yes. All right. So what is independence? Let's just first define what independence is, okay? Independence is the ability to act, decide, and manage tasks without constant intervention. That is independence, okay? Hi, Gwandam. Right, so that's what we're talking about today. We want to foster or enforce you being able to act, decide, and manage tasks without constant intervention. Okay, so now specifically talking about parenting, let's start in ancient ways. What was happening in the past? How did people in the past foster independence? Okay, so number one, there were communal chores. Okay, which means that every task was done as a community, as a village. We were doing tasks as a group, right? Carrying tasks together as one. Okay, so toddlers, they carried small items, they fetched water, and helped with the little things, right? They could carry what was in line with their strength, right? They would do the chores or tasks that were in line with their abilities. Okay, that's how independence was fostered. They were taught to carry out tasks. Yes, partake in the chore, right? Help us, but do what is in line with your strength and abilities. Okay, so number one, there were communal chores, and number two, observational and learning. Children watched adults without constant instructions, right? So back in the day, we would all wake up. Our jobs as people, as human beings, were and still are, it's just that we've evolved, but then our jobs is to take care of our health, make sure that everybody is fed, make sure that everybody is healthy, everybody is taken care of holistically, the society is evolving, the children are growing, everybody's needs are met, right? That's the role of humanity, right? That's what we're supposed to do. That's what work is, right? Providing services, providing a sense of community, helping, right? It's that kind of life, right? So as people were doing that, right, as the adults were carrying out these everyday tasks, the children would watch, copy, and sometimes mimic what they were doing, and this would then help them into transiting from child chores into adult chores smoothly without being forced into it, without being instructed, right? The child would feel like, you know what, I've carried this 2 liter of water enough. Now I feel like I'm ready for a 10 liter, right? Then they'll carry a 10 liter without being instructed, because they can see that, oh, ngiyaphathwa kani, you're born. So yes. And then maybe someone will be like, you know what, I feel like what I'm saying Uncle Ona doing over there, I love, right? So I'll join Uncle Ona and help him do this and that. Or I've seen Uncle Ona doing this, changing the wheelbarrow like this, painting the wall like this. So I feel like I can do it. It's what I love. It's what I'm drawn to do, right? So that's how, thank you, Ona. So that's how children used to learn and be independent back in the day, by watching and being attracted or resonating with what the adults were doing without being forced into a task, or without being channeled into the task. That just by merely watching them do these certain tasks, they will then take them up and do them without being forced or channeled into them, like it's happening in today's day and age. Okay. And then another way was nature as a teacher. I always preach this, that let's let nature teach our children. Let's stop bottling our children under inside these four concrete jungles, these four-cornered concrete jungles. Let's stop doing that. In as much as, yes, it's good, it's safe, and the phones have become our assistant parents, it's good. I'm not demonizing it, not in the least, because I feel like, as I said in one of our previous sessions, that do use Cocomelon. It's a good way to teach morals and emotional stability and everything that is perfect in line with child development. But be warned of the timing, the amount of time spent there, right? Remember, nature is the best teacher. Nothing is as perfect as nature. So use nature, right? Back in the day, they used nature as a teacher. Children would play outdoors, and outdoors would teach them risk management and self-reliance. How? Because as you're playing outside, you may trip and fall into the mud, and nobody will teach you that mud will make your knees dirty, will make your clothes dirty, until you experience it yourself, by tripping and falling into it, or by sitting on it and you stand up muddy. No one will tell you that it's highly possible that your skin may be irritated by grass. That's just theory. And unless you go to the grass, get irritated by it, come back and deal with the rash, then you will know, you've seen it practically, that the grass, that you're allergic to the grass, or the grass may irritate your skin. Right? So let nature be the best teacher. Some child may discover miraculously that sun gazing. Thank you. Hi. I can't see who's tapping on Facebook, but I see you. Right? So go out there. Some child may go out there and discover miraculously that sun gazing helped their eyesight, or maybe some sun gazing helps them digest better. It helps their gut lining, right? They discovered by experiencing it. Nature is the best teacher. Nature is the best doctor. Nature is the best holistical empowerer out there. So yes, let us let nature be a teacher, because it will teach risk management and self-reliance. I'm still talking about the ancient ways though. Right? Another ancient way was storytelling. Myths and tales taught responsibility and courage indirectly. They still do nowadays. Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood, all of these woods, they still do them, right? However, nowadays and age, most of these things, especially storytelling and myth telling, are more in line with capitalism than they are in line with empowering and encouragement and the betterment of the society, right? So you would find that they would research on what would bring us money more. What are most people now aligning towards nowadays? Let's show them that, right? So these woods, bolies and holies and etc., they are now focusing more on what will bring them money more than focusing on what will make the society empowered, right? So it has become that. But back in the day, we would tell stories and tell myths so that children would gain independence, responsibility, and courage indirectly, right? So okay, I understand that is what happened. That is what used to be done back in the day. But what is done now and what happened, right? First of all, what happened or what changed? Industrialization, capitalism, and and individualization. Oh, it's a lot of shins, right? So all of these, industrialization, capitalism, and individualization, made this whole parenting thing be impossible, right? You cannot find communal chores now. There's no letting kids outside to play in nature because you are now alone here who's going to be supervising them while you are cooking, right? So there's that sense of there's no village. I cannot do all of these things that were done in the past. Storytelling, I'm tired already. I've been cooking and cleaning and doing all of these the whole day, so I don't have the energy to storytell, right? Yes. All of those things. So yes, capitalism, industrialization, individualization has led to us being isolated. So we cannot do all of those things. And also what happened is there is no one to observe from, right? Parents are now at work. As I've said, capitalism has taken us to work in the industry, so we are not working at home, yet the children, especially toddlers, that's why we are focusing on toddlers. So the children, especially toddlers, they're at home, right? So while they're at home, who are they observing? So there is nobody to observe like they did in the past. Remember, I said that kids would observe Uncle the so and so painting, and then they'll be like, I'm drawn to that. Or they'll observe Uncle so and so sowing maize, and they'll be like, I'm drawn to that, right? So now, who are they observing? How will they know what they are drawn to, right? So that's another challenge. We have shifted to capitalism and industrialization to an extent that our kids cannot observe anybody. They will not have that sense of independence to choose what they resonate with because they've got no one to observe. Even those that have gone the 9 to 5 route, the industrial route, they've hired these people which are now labeled as nannies, right? And these nannies, most of them are just only doing this for money. They don't have the time to teach these kids that, okay, this is how you wash the dishes, or this is how you do this, and this is how you do this, and this is why, right? They don't have the time because, as I've said, even though you don't have a nanny and you're the one doing it yourself, you are tired, you need a village. We expect these nannies to do everything on their own, which is impossible, right? I always say this, that it's impossible to do it on your own, but then you expect a nanny to do it just because you pay them. No, right? So they don't have time to be busy teaching the kids and showing them kids and modeling this and that. They're tired. And more especially, most of them are not even interested in this job. They're not even interested in children, to be just investing in children, right? They're just doing this for their money. So yes. In as much as you can bring the nanny, you say, there's a nanny at home because no, they can't observe her. Maybe she doesn't like kids, and sometimes she's tired. Even if she does like kids, she's tired. And another reason is we're moving into enslaving our helping people. No. Don't let them wash dishes. That's your job. You get paid for that, right? So they will not observe. They will not learn fairly. right? And what happened again is safety concerns. Okay, modern societies restricted outdoor play. Number one, because of pollution. There's a lot of pollution, be it water pollution, air pollution, there's noise pollution. You take your kids outside, it means that you are exposing them to these elements, polluted elements. So better to keep them inside where air is filtered and humid and all and this and this and that, right? Remember, we live in a highly industrialized society, and industrialization comes with pollution. Industrialization is not part of nature, so it disrupts nature, right? So exactly, kids are now restricted to play outside because of number one, pollution, and number two, there is now trafficking. People have become monsters now. So there is children trafficking, which means that we're trying to protect our children. We're preventing them from going outside. Better stay indoors so that you can be protected from these monsters, okay? And the third one is now kids have low immunity. I always say this, and I'm even getting tired of saying it, that in as much as the Western medication came here to help us. I was watching a video yesterday. I was just like, yes, this is what I always say, and you just said it in less than a paragraph, right? This person was saying that how do you expect an institution that profits from people getting sick to give you a shot for free so that you can be healthy? Why and how do you trust that free shot that is indeed for making you healthy? How do you trust it, given by the same institution that profits from your illness, but then magically it's giving you health free of charge? It wants you to be healthy now, yet it profits from your ill health. Please, let's open our eyes. This is what the person was saying. I was like, wow. This is what I always mean by this thing of immunization. I always say this, that yeah, we're immunizing our kids, but then how come the immunizations, the amount of shots they are receiving is elevated each and every year? There is more shots to receive, but we're not seeing their results. We're not seeing children with better bones. We're not seeing children with better structures. We're not seeing children with longer lifespans. Instead, it's quite the opposite. We're seeing our kids now's mental health is deteriorating. We've got cases of ADHDs and all of those things. But then the number of shots are elevated, like, right? So yes, I was trying to make the point of the fact that now children have lower immunity because foreign elements are being introduced into their bodies. I always say that let us use the things that are indigenous to our environment, the environment that we live in. It knows our DNA from billions and billions of years ago. It's been with us. It's embedded. It's part of our DNA. The environment's DNA and your DNA is singing the same tune. So if you use the environment, like the herbs in your environment, your crystals in the environment, the water in the environment, and use it for your body, it means that you are synchronizing. You are putting something that is in sync with your own body, other than introducing that something that is foreign, something that will then provide or enforce a discord in your system, leading to misalignment. Now we are misaligned. We are suffering from depression. We have ADHDs. We have all of these I can't even pronounce them, these things. Now we're suffering from unpronounceable things just because we have ingested foreign objects or foreign chemicals. I was talking about low immunity in case that we cannot now take them outside because they catch flu instantly. They catch diarrhea instantly. The immunity is low, yet also the environment has become polluted. It's a whole mess, right? So that's what happened again. And another one as to what happened is parenting culture. Now, more than protecting your children or helping your children develop holistically, we fear judgment. Oh, but out in Bosban. right? We live in a patriarchal world. I always blame patriarchy again. We live in a patriarchal world whereby everything is hierarchy, control, control, control. If my child is more disciplined than the next person's child, it means that I'm better as a parent. So if you have groomed obedient and compliant children, you're the best parent out there in this day and age. That's what we've shifted from. We've moved from bringing up children who are holistically healthy, empowered, protected, to bringing up children who are compliant and obedient, right? So if your child is not obedient, you're like, everybody is like, hey Bo, what kind of a parent are you? Uyaqanqa, uyagibela, utawudlala ngawe. Well, you are such a bad parent. Look at you, right? Your child's misbehavior is aligned with your parenting, or you do this because your parents failed, right? So yes, parenting culture is another reason why we move from our ancient ways to our modern ways, because now we are emphasizing control over protection. Okay, so now why does fostering independence feel hard, right? We live in a world whereby it just feels hard to foster independence, whether for yourself or for your children. Why is that? Okay, let's start with toddlers, right? As I always mention in every video, in every past videos I've been hosting, right, is that toddlers are over independent. They want independence. You want what you don't have. The grass is always greener on the other side. And we always forget that for grass to be green, you have to invest in it by watering it, adding that manure. There are a lot of nitty-gritties to follow for your grass to be green. We always forget that. We just want the green grass, right? That's how human beings are. And if you don't have that green grass, you feel like you failed, right? Just like with children are still under parental guidance, right? Boundaries are still drawn mainly by parents, and they feel like they're being controlled. They feel like they don't have independence. Therefore, their main fight, their main struggle is to gain independence. Just like if you are not married, your main struggle is to be married. Even if those that are married will tell you that this thing is not worth it, this thing is jail, this thing is this and that, you will say, no, they are jealous. They want to enjoy marriage for themselves. They want to lock us out, right? Because you want what you don't have as a person. Even if there are people who can tell you that my parenthood is hard. Parenthood will drain the life out of you. If you don't have a baby or you're not a parent yet, you will say no. They are jealous. They don't want us to have children, right? Because the grass is always greener on the other side, right? Until you are given, now you are experiencing what it takes for the grass to be green, then you will know that, ooh, if only I listen. Right? So yes, coming back to the part whereby I'm saying that toddlers, they suffer from over independence. They want to be independent because right now they are still under the guidance of their parents, right? So this over independence leads them to being overwhelmed because they even want to do the heavy lifting. I can do it, right? And if they can't, if they fail to do it, they then get overwhelmed by the fact that they failed, they failed to tackle the task, right? And also another obstacle toddlers find in line with fostering independence is that most of the things are risky for them, right? For example, the knives are too sharp in toddlers' hands. There's a lot of risks in every corner of the world for in line with children. So what can we do? Solutions to this. Number one, break tasks into safe steps, right? It's okay that they're independent, especially if you're trying to drive them towards safe independence, right? It's okay for them to be independent, but if you want to take this 2 liter of water and pour it into something else. Rather bring a cup, right? Woo! My God. Rather bring a cup, a 250 ml cup, so that I pour from it. We fill up that cup, and then you go, and pour it into whatever you want to pour it from. Again, until we finish the 2-liter water, right? Yes, that's what breaking tasks into safe steps means, right? Steps that I'm condom. Safe steps that the child can carry out, okay? That's the first one. And then another solution is let them handle the easy tasks, right? Let's say you're baking and they want to bake. They want to be there in the baking process, right? Other than giving them the whole baking process, let them stir, mix the ingredients, stir the dough. But if you have to pour into the pan because pouring is now hard, the dough is now heavier, be the one who's pouring. Let them put in the oven, but be the one who's setting the temperature and the timer and all that, and also be the one who takes out the hot pan, right? So let them cooperate and cooperate with you in whatever you are doing, right? But let them do the less risky and the easiest part, the easier tasks. Okay, and also celebrate effort, not perfection. Just because they tried, celebrate that. Wow, you tried it. That was brave of you, right? Don't seek for perfection, right? And then we're done with toddlers. Coming to caregivers. Why does it feel hard to let independence lead? Number one, it's fear of making a mess. We fear a mess. Like, who's going to clean this mess up? Right? We know that whenever they're trying something or experimenting something, they always leave a mess. They will always leave a mess. And we fear that mess as caregivers. That's the first one. And then the second one is danger makes letting go uncomfortable. We are afraid that if they go over there, they may do this and this may happen. If they go out, they may be trafficked by a stranger. If they go near that, something may happen, right? There's danger always lurking in every corner, just like I said when we began the session, right? So, yes, danger makes letting go uncomfortable. Oh yeah, it's just two. And then what are solutions get to the problem in line with caregivers? Number one, reframe a mess as learning, right? Yes, they will make a mess, but just psych your mind and train yourself that, you know what, there will be a mess, but at least they would have learned something and we're going to clean it up together, right? Just psych yourself and just come out of it. It will happen either way. So either you let them make a mess or you let them be retards and be stagnant and be stuck, because the more they don't experience and learn is the more that they will be stunted. They will not grow. They will grow physically, yes, but mentally, emotionally, and otherwise they will be stunted. Okay, so yes, let's choose the easier fight, which is cleaning up. Right, they will grow eventually and we will pass, right? So let's just clean up. Okay. Okay, child-proof spaces, right? If you see that, okay, this may be dangerous, child-proof it, right? There's a sharp corner, add a rubber. There may be a risk of them turning on the stove. Put on a controlling equipment, maybe a keypad, whatever there is that will prevent them from turning on the stove, right? So child-proof. Right? And remind yourself that independence prevents bigger battles later. It's in line with what I've just said, that if you let them be independent now, you are setting them for a good head start, a good future. Because if you limit their independence now, they may be stuck or stagnant adults or individuals in the future. Also, always know that a person whose independence was taken away, they become very defiant and rebellious human beings in the future. You see people out there being extremely rebellious, and we think that, oh, they're just fugitives, born fugitives, they're just naughty and all of that. No, they're trying to reclaim back their independence because it was taken away in some stage of their lives, it was taken away. So yes, always remind yourself that every time you feel like, let me just oppress them and compress them for my sanity, always remember that if you do that, yes, you may be sane for now, but it will come back and bite you in the future. Okay, so yes, always remember that. That's another solution for fearing or for removing the constant or the notion that independence feels hard. Okay, independence feels hard. We've tackled in line with toddlers, in line with caregivers. Now, in line with families, what happens? Chaotic. It's chaotic at first. Yeah, independence is very chaotic. When you let independence is it's a chaos. The house can be a mess. There may be no time for communication, no time for family time, no time for a lot of things because there's a lot of chaos. Maybe we're spending more time in cleaning, spending more time in psyching ourselves more than actually communicating or being together as mother and father or what have you in line with family a union, right? So yes, it's very chaotic at first, but as they grow up, it gets better. It gets better. And also the chaos. Yes, the chaos may be in line with we're letting the child choose their outfit. We're giving them small independence, offering a bit of choices. So we're fostering independence, right? So we're saying, choose your outfit today. Do you want to wear this or this? They're choosing. You want to wear this or this? And the result is a mess. They are coming out as a clown from a circus that we don't even know exists. They are basically a circus performer. Their outfit looks like a mambo jumbo Christmas tree. Okay? So they may come out looking like that. And it feels sad going out with somebody looking like that. But then remember to make sure that they're independent. Let's let them enjoy their outfit so they can know that even my choices are valid. They are valid enough to even be shown in public, you see. So yes, it's that kind of thing. You may feel embarrassed in public going around with a Christmas tree because some parents may judge and be like, oh, why did you let them look like that? They look right. If you are not enlightened enough as a parent, you may then feel embarrassed by that. You may then take the other parent's opinion of your child that they look horrible. Why did you let them do this and that? But if you always remember that, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I'm setting this child for their future, letting them know that their choices are valid, their emotions are valid, what they want is valid, right? So you are fostering or enforcing independence at a younger age so that when they grow up, they know that, oh, my choices are valid. My opinions and my options are stable enough to be seen or appreciated in public, okay? Also, another thing, there may be slowness, right? A child is very slow. They may decide to pick an outfit in their own pace, at their own time, or maybe eat using a tiny spoon, or maybe they want to have their rice with a fork. So everything is slow now, right? So that those things in line with family, things will move slower. Everything will be dragged in line with still trying to foster independence, right? So what are the solutions to this? Solution number one is to normalize imperfection. It cannot be always perfect. So if it's imperfect, you know what? The fact that it's done, the fact that they are happy, the fact that they've learned a certain lesson, it's fine and well. Normalize that. You know what you're doing. You know the seed you're planting. You are planting healthy independence. Okay, so just normalize imperfection. Know that it won't always be perfect, right? Practice patience. Yes, they will eat with a fork. Yes, they may try to eat with their left hand sometimes, just to experience and experiment what it feels like to eat with his hand, or just to experience and experiment with a lot of things. So just be patient with them. It will work out. In the future, the seed you have planted will bloom, right? Also, embed independence into routine. That's another solution to avoid feeling like independence is hard, right? Embed independence into routine. For example, whenever it's time for bed, it is time for bed. The boundary says no matter what, 7 p.m. is bedtime. But this boundary called bedtime at 7 p.m., it also provides a certain independence in it, right? Choose a bedtime story, choose the color of the pajama you want to wear, choose, right? Give them a bit of autonomy and sovereignty, even though it's boundaried up, right? Flexibility within the boundaries, okay? So yes, embed independence into routine. Yes, the routine is there. It's a very strict routine, and it's very consistent, and it's structural, it's very rigid. However, it's flexible within the rigid structure, right? Yes, there will be bedtime. Yes, there will be meal time. Yes, there will be this and that. Playtime, bath time, bedtime. That's the routine. That's the structure we are following, and it's a must. It's non-negotiable. But will you want to walk or be carried to the bathtub? Which storybook would you love us to read before bedtime? Which pajama would you love to wear? The red one or the blue one, right? Which cup would you love to use for your water? The blue one or the red one, right? Independence within the routine, within the boundaries, okay? So, this whole thing, how does it help the child, right? Independence beyond the physical, beyond what we can see with our naked eye. How is the child being helped here? How is fostering independence helping the child, okay? Number one, it helps emotional intelligence, right? It boosts emotional independence. Emotional independence is the ability to regulate feelings, handle frustration, and separate from caregivers without panic. It helps the child with that. How? Whenever you name it, you name whatever is happening. You're naming the emotion. You are sad because you broke the toy. It's okay to be sad, okay? Encourage solving and understanding their feelings. Don't solve their feelings or intervene for them. Don't do that. They will not gain emotional independence. They will not be emotionally literate. They will not be emotionally stable if you do that for them. So let them do it themselves. So encourage solving and understanding feelings for themselves. What you can do is nudge them, help them, just nudge them towards that direction by asking questions like, what can we do when we feel anger, right? Or right now you are sad because your toy is broken. How can we channel the sadness, right? And if you can see that they are feeling stuck, maybe start by breathing. Right? Whatever you are doing, they then, as I always say this, that you raising a child is not 100% physical. Hell, it's not even 90% physical. The physical aspect that we can see, whereby you're bathing the baby and feeding the baby and helping the baby dress up or helping the baby develop their speech, is only 10% in line with raising a baby. It's even less than 10% most of the time. 90% of the time is the iceberg itself underneath the whole thing. The feeding, the bathing, the washing, and the training is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the tip of the iceberg. The whole thing is happening underneath, whereby literally the child is siphoning your energy, is siphoning your aura, is siphoning your emotions. That's why, even though you haven't done anything in line with parenting, the fact that you are in their proximity, you feel drained and tired at the end of the day. I urge you to try this. Just get yourself help, somebody who will help you full time. The person does the washing, does the cleaning, does the feeding, does everything. And all you do is to just be in proximity with your child. Just sit there and observe. I kid you not, I bet you money I don't have right now that you will go to bed more exhausted than your helper. I swear to you. I swear to you. Why? Because especially the mother, because there is still this silver cord connecting you and your child. The umbilical cord, which is the physical cord, has been cut, yes, but then there is this silver cord that has not been cut, that is still connecting mother and child. It has not been cut, which means that for the child to grow, even physical, for the child to grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychosocially, and otherwise, even physical, is it is directly influenced by the mother's aura, the mother's electromagnetic frequency of the mother. So yes, that's why that even when you haven't done anything in line with parenting, you haven't physically bathed the baby or fed the baby or washed the baby's clothes or cleaned the baby's environment, the fact that you were just there in the vicinity of in line with the baby, you will be drained, because the baby is siphoning your energy, even if you're not there, even if you're in America, the fact that you have a baby, your electromagnetic frequency will forever be siphoned by this entity, because you already now have a long life parasite. Just to be blunt, right? What point was I making here? The point I was making here is that emotionally, when the child doesn't know what to do, you have asked that, or you have said that you have named the emotion, you are sad because you have broken the toy. Now you are nudging them to deal with it. So what can we do to channel this sadness? And you can see that this child doesn't even know what they can do. And then you start breathing. They will synchronize with your aura, because already they are in your aura, so they will synchronize with you, and then they will just understand the fact that, oh, okay, when you're sad, you're supposed to breathe, right? When you're sad, you're supposed to cry, right? It's okay to cry, it's okay to be sad, just breathe, right? So they then get that indirectly. They understand it indirectly. They understand it because they are in your aura. They are in your electromagnetic frequency. Already they are there. So whatever you do, they synchronize. Whatever you do, they understand. Whatever you do, they... That's why we always advise parents to be emotionally supported when they have children, because whatever you are emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychosocially, and otherwise, the child will grow up to be that. They will start being themselves when they are starting to make their own decisions, right? But their base will be what you were when they were growing up, right? So you are this tether, you are this foundation. Whatever they will be and whatever they will develop from when they're making their own decisions in adulthood will be from the base that you provided, especially in the quantum realm. The quantum realm meaning the spiritual realm, the unseen realm, your emotions, your aura, etc., right? So your children are what you are. When you are emotionally regulated, automatically they are emotionally regulated. When you are mentally stable, automatically they are emotionally stable, right? But when you are tense, frustrated, depressed, automatically that's what they are. They will be tense and depressed children, right? And then everybody will be like, what's wrong with these kids? Are they traumatized? How are they even traumatized? Because they have such a loving mom. Right? Yet, it's not like you're just quiet or you're just a nice person. You are depressed. You are anxious. You are oppressed, right? And your emotions are suppressed. that's what your babies are, right? But I was trying to make a point in line with the breathing, that when you start breathing, that's if they don't know how to channel their sadness. You have asked, how do we channel our sadness whenever we feel sad, and they don't know. And then you start regulating your own emotions by breathing. Subconsciously, they will then understand. Entanglement la. Quantum entanglement, right? That's what that's what the silver code is. The silver code I'm talking about. It's quantum entanglement, baby. So when you start regulating your emotions automatically, right, the emotions are regulated too, and they know what to do. Okay. So yes, also build trust. When you're leaving them, make sure that you come back. When I just hamba vele months and months on end, sebayaje ukuthi wahamba ke ngiyophinze ngimbone, right? To interpret that, as the caregiver, you are just living for months and months on end. Your babies will now know and develop the concept that, oh, now that they're living, they will never come back. They will come back after months and months on end, right? That creates separation and anxiety and detachment, right? Be a person that you are very conscious. This will be very controversial because, as I've said, we have moved towards industrialization, right? And capitalism. We have to work, right? And most jobs require some caregivers to travel vele for months, right? So it's a bit controversial, but in a perfect world, as the caregiver, when the child is in their first 1,000 days of their lives, we're not supposed to leave for more than 24 hours because it creates dissociation and cognitive dissonance, right? The child will know that relationships are not safe because people will leave, right? So if only we lived in a perfect world, I'll teach people not to leave for the first 1,000 days of their lives. Don't leave for more than 24 hours. Go and come back, because this sets the baby, it builds trust. It sets the foundation that, oh, people may leave, but they come back, right? I don't chase people away. My presence doesn't chase people away, right? That's what I would advise in a perfect world. But then for now, I've got nothing to say. But then in a perfect world, that's what I would say, okay? So leave and come back to create that sense of stability, right? To prevent separation anxieties, right? And all of these things, right? Children have all of these ailments, your ADHDs, your OCDs, your anxieties and depressions, because we are now not aligned with healthy development. It's money, money, money first, right? Let's chase survival. Let's chase survival. Whatever it's costing us, we don't care as long as we have survived, right? However, what is survival? What are we gaining from survival then if we are not stable and safe? What is survival without safety then, right? So yes. That's another way to enforce emotional independence, right? By building trust. Building trust means live and return reliably. Okay, and then another way how healthy independence builds the child is mental stability. Okay, mental stability is the ability to decide and trust one's own choices. Okay, that is mental independence. The ability to decide and trust one's own choices. Okay, how do we do that? It's the offering I have mentioned that. Okay, which cup, the blue or the red cup? Which cup will you use for your water? The blue cup or the red cup? Which pajama would you love to wear? The red one or the green one? Do you want to walk to the bathtub or you want to be carried to the bathtub, right? Offer those small independence, small autonomy, so that the person can then be like, oh, I'm allowed to choose and my choices are validated, which means, right, bam, right? Then they trust their own choices. Okay, celebrate effort. We've mentioned that. Celebrate effort whenever they've tried. You're like, wow, you've tried. That's amazing. That's very brave. You see, you tried. That's brave. And right, celebrate the effort, not perfection. Right. And then allow mistakes. As I've said, we are afraid of messes, especially us caregivers. We're like, yo, I will have to clean. Way, right? But then just tell yourself that I'm allowing this because it's their learning. It's a learning phase. It's their learning process. So I will clean up. It's fine. Better to clean up than to take away their independence or to rob them of their independence, right? Spilled water, mismatched outfit, a bruised knee because they fell while trying to climb or whatever, doing that, right? All of these mistakes, just allow them to happen because it's a learning curve, okay? And then encourage problem solving by asking critical questions, okay? What do you think should be done now that there's this, right? But then remember, we're not pressurizing them. We are asking to develop character and enforce independence, okay? When you see that there is friction, or when you see that they're now having difficulties, do step in, but don't step in immediately. That's what we're trying to say here. Don't step in immediately. Provide the discomfort of figuring it out on their own. And when you see that no, now it's leading more towards frustration than towards being educational, then you step in. Just like now, I've just said that whenever there was a problem, maybe they spilled milk, start asking these critical questions that, okay, you have spilled the milk now, so what should happen now, right? And when you see that they're now either still trying to process the fact that they've made a mistake, therefore they can't think of a solution yet, step in and be like, okay, the milk has been spilled, we all make mistakes, it's okay to make a mistake, but now we have to clean it up. And to clean up, we need floor cloth, right? So go get a floor cloth and try to clean it up, right? And then they clean up. Right, so assist where possible. We're not throwing them away, feeding them to the wolves, leaving them for dead. No, we're not doing that here. We are trying to push them towards being brave around the wolves, right? We're not pushing them to the wolves. We're training them to be brave and comfortable around the wolves, okay? Right? Where was I? And then another what you call another pro, what they gain from independence is social independence. What is social independence? Is the ability to engage with peers without constant caregiver presence and building trust in relationships. That's what social independence is, right? How do we enforce this one? Number one is to encourage peer play by arranging safe activities, right? Make sure that they are always playing right, in groups. Let them go and play with other kids and make sure that they're safe and all that, okay? That's the first one. The second one is step back and observe without quick intervention. When you see a minor controversy going on, a minor commotion going on between them and their friends, let them sort them out on their own. But when you see it escalating towards toxicity, then TikTok is giving me a puzzle today. I don't have any viewers on TikTok, shame, but it's fine. I know when people need this, they will find it on Facebook whenever they are ready. It means that society is not yet ready for this information. Whenever society is ready for this information, they'll find it on YouTube. They'll be like, ooh, yay, we resonate. Right? Okay, I've fixed TikTok. I've done the puzzle thing. Where was I? Oh yes, I was saying that when you see it escalating towards toxicity now, there are commotion, then step in, right? And solve and be the intermediator, okay? But yeah, always consciously step back and observe without intervening whenever it's just a minor commotion, okay? And another way to foster social independence is model it. Let them see you walking the talk. As I've said, raising children is less about the doing and it's more about the being. Once you are, they will be. Sometimes people will be like, I wonder where they got this mannerism from, because their mother or their father is quite the opposite of this. It's because the father is performing in public, yet in the quantum realm, quantum physically, that's what they are. The child will always model your quantum reality, who you really are, what they call your spiritual realm. That's what the child will suck in. Remember, I told you that raising a child is literally feeding them your electromagnetic frequency. And what is the electromagnetic frequency? It is the combination of your brain, your heart, and your gut. Whatever you are thinking, whatever you are feeling, and whatever you are perceiving or intuitionally absorbing is who you are. That's the combination. The electromagnetic frequency takes up your brain, your heart, and your gut, puts it together, and boom, broadcast it out there. So that's what your children are eating on a daily basis. They are eating that boo, which is called the frequency. That's what they are eating. So when you may say, guys, dress nicely, when your internals are saying, yo, this thing of dressing up every time is truly draining. If only I wasn't such a performer. If only life was my world, was my footstool, I would have just relaxed and wore a pajama or a hoodie today. But because bantu bazothini syndrome, or because they will expect me to wear a weave, so I'll wear a weave today even though I don't want. Your children will wear hoodies, my guy. And the society will be like, where? Their mother always looks so high standard. But look at her children. Yes, because the children siphoned her true reality, not her performance. They walk the bee. Children don't walk the talk. They are your mirror. They mirror your reality. They mirror the true you. So yes, I was saying that model social independence, model social stability. That means show them how to greet and do it for real. That's who you are. This is how you are greeting, right? Show them how to listen without judgment, and listen not to respond, but listen to hear and understand, okay? Respond kindly when interacting with them or anybody else. Show them how to share and care. All of these things, do them because it's genuinely who you are, not because you are trying to make them better people. No. If you don't believe in sharing, just communicate this with them and tell them that, you know what, I personally believe that sharing and caring is the best way to go. However, I can't do it. It's not who I am. I hate sharing and caring. Be honest with them, right? So that they can understand that, oh, our mother told us this, right? We know about this. Let them know about what you perceive to be right? But then, this is what I do because I'm a human being. I'm not perfect, right? So communicate what you perceive as flaws, right? That's what parenting truly is. Not giving children porridge. Yes, it's part of it, but it's not the main reason why. That's why we live in a society that goes by, hey, I have to go work. I have to go work so that my children can can thrive in this society. That's what we do nowadays in this day and age, because we don't know the true reality. We don't know that parenting is truly being present. They gain stability, they get grounded onto this physical realm through your aura. So it's the presence that helps them grow. It's your electromagnetic frequency that helps them grow. Yes, having money is comfortable. Yes, it's also a need, but it's not the major thing that you can provide. It's just only less than 10%. It's the tip of the iceberg. It's the tip of the iceberg, my child. Okay, so hi wise man. So where was I? Yes, model it. And then now I'm going to talk to parents living with anxiety, or parents parenting with anxiety. I recently discovered that I am one person who, I thought I had something. I'm one person who, I don't want to say I'm living with anxiety, because I hate professing negativity unto my life, because whatever you profess manifests, right? But yeah, anxiety is part of my reality. So I just discovered that I've always wondered why parenting was so much harder for me than it is for your general person, right? So yes, anxiety is in my reality. Okay, so for mothers living with anxiety, name your feelings gently to your children, right? Because just to share a little bit, there will be a topic on its own in line with handling stress and depression, right? But then just to share it a little bit, when anxiety is in your reality, you are always afraid that your child will fall, right? But for somebody, a normal person according to society, they just let their children be, right? They just let them go, be independent. Even if they fall, it's just as bruised. That's how they grow, right? But then for a parent living with anxiety, whenever a children goes out there, your mind is already calculating, oh my God, they may fall. What if it's not just a bruise? What if they break their neck and then die? Right? So whenever you're living with anxiety, or anxiety is in your reality, you over exaggerate consequences, especially adverse or negative consequences, right? So to be not a good parent per se, but just to support this thing in your reality and to make your reality lighter, number one, name the emotion, right? I want my children to go out there, but I fear that they may do this and hurt themselves. But I know that it won't happen and they will be all right. It doesn't help, not in the least, but naming it then manifests it, just as I've said, right? So whatever you profess comes to life, right? So profess this, profess your feelings. I want them to go out and play, but I'm afraid that they will fall and hurt themselves. But that won't happen. I know they will be all right. It will happen, right? It will happen. You said that. You didn't say that they will fall. You said, I'm afraid that they may fall and hurt themselves. But I know that they will be all right. See the powerful words. Make sure that you use them wisely, okay? So name the feeling gently. Also practice my micro separation, right? For example, you want to go to town on Friday, maybe. Okay, let me not say on Friday, because it's something that you have to practice this until you've mastered it. But just start off by folding laundry in the same room where your baby is playing, right? And then gently separate, fold it in the next room. Then gently separate, fold it maybe outside. Gentle separate, stay outside for 30 minutes, stay outside for an hour, stay outside for 2 hours, then maybe go to town, right? Just try gently. This helps you because remember, children are not born anxious, right? We sometimes label children as clingy, separation. They have separation anxiety, blah blah blah. They are the root cause. It always 100%. No. I'm not even gonna say maybe 99.9. No, children are not anxious beings. They are not born clingy or born anxious. No, they always suck the feeling from the mother's electromagnetic frequency. Trust me, if you see a clingy baby, know that 100% the mother is either battling with anxiety, a bit of depression, stress, tension, but there is some sort of tension in line with the primary caregiver, right? Always know that children are not born clingy, children are not born anxious, right? It's the mother is something off or misaligned with the primary caregiver's electromagnetic frequency, right? So then live, right? Whenever you live anxiety free, stress free, and tension free, I kid you not, whoever you've left your child with will say, oh no, the child was perfect, the child was fun, she or he didn't even cry. And when you come back, the child won't even cry for you. Instead, they'll be happy that you're back. And you'll also feel relieved and stress-free and anxious-free. Take it from somebody living with anxiety. I know this. But yes, as I've said, most of these things, I know them in theory, but it's extremely hard to implement. So be gracious to yourself. If you feel like you're failing, no. Believe me, you're not failing. You're in the process of mastering it. It's a progress. It's a journey. One day, you'll go away and be like, yeah, I remember those days when I couldn't even go to the loo, right? It's a journey. It's a journey. So practice micro-separation. And also practice predictable signals. Whenever you're about to go, know that you always blow a kiss or wave goodbye, bye, or maybe sing a song, I'm going out, I'll be back later, right? The child's nervous system and your nervous system simultaneously, they signal to each other that I'm stepping out, just like I stepped out back then and nothing happened. I'll be back, right? So this is just to train your nervous system that there is no danger. It's safe. You did it back then and you're doing it again, and you'll forever do it without any negative consequences, right? It calms the anxiety. Okay? Also stay calm. They can sense your energy. Fake it till you make it if need be. It's exactly what's that? It's exactly what I've been preaching, right? Make sure that whenever you feel anxious, name it. Breathe. Ground yourself. Do whatever helps you ground so that they don't absorb whatever you're feeling. Because I always notice that whenever there is tension in my electromagnetic frequency, my child always acts like nonsense, and I'll be frustrated because it feels like a vicious cycle. I'm frustrated. Now the baby will be frustrated, and the baby's frustration will frustrate me even further, frustrating them further and me further. A vicious cycle of frustration, re-frustrating, right? And it becomes a vicious cycle. So stay calm. Whenever you're feeling the anxiety creeping in, breathe. Do whatever you normally do, because each and every one of us, we all have our techniques, right? Especially people living with anxiety or those who have anxiety in their realities. You then have techniques around these things. Maybe my technique is not yours and yours is not mine, but whatever you do, just then incorporate it so that it doesn't spiral into a non-controllable episode, okay? When you get anxious, the baby gets anxious, and when the baby is anxious, it then makes you even more anxious, then in turn making the baby more anxious, thus making you more and more anxious. And when you're more and more anxious, the baby will be more and more anxious, and it's just a vicious, unending cycle of anxiety, right? So yes, stay calm, do whatever you do to ground yourself, right? Anchor in routine and consistency. It builds ground and it builds trust and grounding. I always preach this in every video I've been making. I have been speaking rituals and consistency, because when you have a ritual, which is a routine, I do this at this time, and when I'm done with this, I do this, and when I'm done with this, I do this. But then people feel like whenever you have a routine or structure, your life is then rigid and monotonous. However, there are some things whereby you need to be spontaneous. Some things like fun, love, romance, and all of those things. When you do something spontaneous in those aspects of life, it's good. But then when it comes to chores and expectations and performances, whereby you have to be a mom, once it starts being a role or a chore, I would never advise you to be spontaneous. Here, roles and chores, they need rigidity and structure. It's one sphere of life which I truly advise you to be very, very ritualistic. Know when you're doing what, when, how, and why. And it should be extremely monotonous so that you can be grounded. Right? So make sure that you anchor yourself in routines. Consistency grounds you. Right? I'm still speaking with parents having anxiety in their reality, okay? And also cleansing. Take your herbal concoctions, your herbal teas, your herbal baths. Clean your internals, clean your external. Clean your aura, cleanse, because most of the time these anxieties are not because you're going through something. No, it's because you have attracted negative energies into your electromagnetic frequency. Not consciously, but maybe because you were stressed by that financial debt that one time. And maybe an entity was like, oh, that's my frequency. They're having a frequency of fear over there. Let me go. Oh, it's a party. Right? And then you attracted a negative entity and it came to you and it stayed there and you never cleansed it, right? So practice cleansing. You can never go wrong with cleansing. Take your herbal teas, your herbal baths, whatever you need, right? And if you don't know where to find those, it's okay. WhatsApp this number and we'll take it from there. We will talk, right? And one last part, still on parents living with anxiety. Ask for help. You cannot parent on your own. It takes a village, literally. You cannot. So ask for help. Have somebody who's helping you with something, who's tackling this, tackling that. You cannot do everything on your own. Jack of all trades, master of all. Never. You can either be jack of one trade, master of that trade, or jack of all trades, master of none. Right? So ask for help. And if you truly don't have help, because Pela, we live in a world of capitalism, and capitalism promotes and applauds isolation, right? If you're truly isolated, don't worry. I'm there for you every day from Monday to Friday. I offer circles whereby we just vent. If you don't want to vent, you can just sit and be held, supported. If you want to vent, we have a listening ear, you have a sounding board, you have mirrors, you have advices here and there. So come every Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. We come together just to be supportive, just as a circle of support, right? So if you truly don't have support, we are there for you. So yeah, have a village, mini village, even if it's a virtual village like mine, right? So yeah, come join us, okay? So let's bust some myths, shall we? Myth number 1. Some people say that independence means no boundaries. Wrong. Boundaries protect independence. How? Because, as I've said, boundaries are not rules. Boundaries are limits, right? As I've said, we don't drink from a bowl. We drink from a cup. Because a cup is easier to handle and it has a better drinking motion than a bowl. You need 2 hands and it may spill because the circular part is rounder. That's a boundary. Don't do this because of this. right? And mostly a boundary helps the person it's been stated upon. Unlike a rule is for the comfort of the stater, right? A boundary supports the stater and the stated upon. For example, don't drink from a bowl, drink from a cup, because a cup has a better grasp and a better drinking mechanism, right? I'm helping my child not to spill the water, and also I'm helping you prevent a mess and possibly embarrassment, right? So that's how a boundary works. So boundaries, independence doesn't mean that there is no boundaries. Independence just says that be flexible, be versatile, but within the boundaries. For example, don't use a bowl, use a cup. But then it's up to you whether you use the dinosaur-shaped cup, the elephant-shaped cup, the red cup, the right. That's what independence is. It's having movement and flexibility within safety, right? You are safe here, right? So don't drink while jumping, because you may spill on yourself and get wet, and when you're wet you may catch a cold. You see, that's not a rule, it's a boundary. Don't jump while drinking. So it's up to you whether you're sitting or you're standing still or you're doing whatever you want to do, but just don't jump, because if you jump you may spill the water on yourself, get wet, and maybe catch a cold, right? So that's what a boundary is. But a rule says never jump while drinking. You don't tell them the reason why, the consequences, and all that. No, that's a rule, right? And also it's helping you. Maybe the rule you stated it while you were frustrated, because jumping maybe makes noise, according to you're irritated by the noise, so you just don't want the noise, right? So that's the difference between boundaries and rules. So no, independence means no boundaries is false. No, it does. Independence doesn't mean no boundaries. Instead, it means flexibility within boundaries. Okay. Another myth says that toddlers can't handle responsibility. Small tasks and consistency helps them take up responsibility, and once they've taken up the responsibility, they can then build up themselves. It then promotes them to build it up themselves. Just be consistent. This is what you do at this time, it will help you like this. And then don't put pressure, so that they can be attracted and drawn to it, so that they can build up from it, right? So yes, just consistency. Toddlers can handle responsibility. That's if you are always there and consistently putting forth that responsibility. The last myth says caregivers must control everything. Let him go. Just let go. State whatever responsibility there is, or whatever boundary there is, and just let it play out. Letting it go, it builds trust, resilience, and self-reliance on the person who has been given that particular task or that particular boundary. You have done your part. Let it play out. Let them do it their own way, so that they can be resilient, so that they can trust themselves and be reliant on themselves. But if you're still hovering, you're always there and trying to manage and monitor every situation, it puts pressure on them and they get frustrated, and then they don't believe in themselves. Therefore they just be like, right? So yes, that's where we are. That's it for today. Boom, 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 boom. That was good. So let's summarize the hell out of this thing, okay? Let's do this. Oh, I just touched my stand. I hope it didn't bother anything. It did not. Okay. So today we were on week 16 and we were talking encouraging independence. Our session theme summary reads, this week explores how to nurture autonomy in children. Independence isn't about pushing them away. It's about creating safe spaces for exploration. from choosing their clothes to helping with small tasks, every act of agency builds confidence and self-trust. The chapter we're going to take this from is Childhood and Identity Formation 1.3, Building Inner Autonomy. Autonomy is more than making choices. It's a felt sense of I can think, feel, and choose for myself. And it's safe to do so. It includes self-trust, emotional fluency, and an unshaken sense of worth that isn't dependent on external control. The gist of this whole thing is emotional security is the soil where autonomy grows. Wow. And what is our quote for today? Our quote for today reads, letting go isn't abandonment, it's empowerment. Ooh, baby. Oh. Anyway, that's it for today. See you next week Friday, same time, same place. And soon I will be going live in line with art. I don't know if it will be every day or not, but we shall see. I may not even do it. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. But then every day, every Friday, 1 p.m. South African Standard Time, we are live on TikTok and Facebook simultaneously. And whenever you want to know what we shall be discussing on the next week, just check on my story on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I will post the story of the lineup of what we shall be talking about in each of the coming weeks. Okay, but then from me, beacon of light, the luminary of holistic empowerment, I am out. If you need me anything from herbal teas, cleansings, support, the virtual village, books, causes, or what have you, just WhatsApp the number on your screen and we'll take it from there. Otherwise, mwah! See you next time. Bye, TikTok.